Just saw Spider-Man Homecoming.
Hi,
I'm Rob.
I'm John.
Welcome to the Bastos Bros.
We're boys, I thought.
Bastos Boys.
Whatever.
Thanks for watching the Bastos Boy.
Keep this, please. This is our first ever movie review / reaction.
Yeah.
So we may or may not be all over the place.
No, we will be. In terms of rating, personally, out of 10, probably strong 8, an entertaining 8. I liked it a lot. So without the first portion of the review, we'll do non-spoilers.
Yes.
And then we'll give you, if you do plan on watching it, which you really should, if you're a Marvel, DC, into this kind of stuff, you should be the type to be trying to watch these kinds of movies ASAP.
Or even if you're not a fan like that, if you just like watching movies, this is, I think, overall just a good movie. Like a good movie.
And we'll give you, we'll let you know when it's like, the spoilers are about to hit. So this is your chance to pause it, watch the movie, come back and listen to it, and listen to our review and see if you can agree and disagree with something.
Or you can just spoil the movie for yourself.
True. If you don't care, and it's like, alright, let's see what these guys have to say. Yeah. Keep watching. No spoilers. This movie's fun. It's fun. And it's fun. Compared to the DC movies, which is a little darker, this was really colorful, really animated, and very bright, and very
modern.
Feel like if you're a huge Peter Parker fan, it does justice to Peter Parker, young Peter Parker. Tom Holland did excellent. Well done.
He's alright.
He was cool.
He was really good.
All the other Keaton, the original
Michael Keaton.
Keaton, yeah, from Multiplicity and one of the Batman. He was on point as
the Vulture.
The Vulture. The Filipino kid was cool. Zendaya was cool. Aunt May was hot.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody did their role just well enough. Nobody went overboard.
And no one underperformed either.
It
was right. It was good.
It was good. The crowd we watched it with. So normally, like when you're really into movies, sometimes the crowd can determine how good you can experience a movie.
Your movie experience.
We had a pretty decent crowd for an opening night. There are some movies that I've seen where the crowd is like movie gung ho, geek gung ho, comic buster good, where they understand all the references. We had a crowd that appreciated all the comic relief. They weren't corny. They knew one was funny and one like the you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I appreciated it. It helped me appreciate the movie because the crowd was able to embrace all the good moments, if you will. Overall, I really thought I don't think this is a waste of money, especially if you're trying to see it ASAP. To me, it was good enough for me to want to watch it again.
Good action, good humor. I'm just saying that if you didn't say it again.
It was well balanced. Story had enough story time.
Yeah.
Enough dialogue, good dialogue. The script was written really well. Comic relief. Everybody had their share.
I don't want to. This is the non-spoiler, so we're really trying to hold ourselves.
So this is the line that I'm going to draw.
Yeah.
And this is, if you don't want to be spoiled, you can pause the video and come back and then when you actually watch it. If you don't care, keep watching. So the spoilers are about to happen. Spoilers! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Happy's back!
Holy shit.
Happy is back!
And it's not like a 2-second back. Like this dude is like, he's the babysitter.
He has a good role and he's pretty much Peter's babysitter.
Yeah.
You know, this is a Peter Parker that we're seeing who's coming about. You know, he's young, he's eager.
Post-Civil War.
So what happens is they reference the event in New York because the main antagonists are basically harvesting weapons that Chitauri had left over. They steal it from companies or whatever that are taking the Chitauri weapons and they're using it for their own, which is cool.
Very innovative.
Well, that's where it gets a little confusing. Post Avengers 1, but it's also post Civil War. The beginning basically shows the antagonist coming along with using the weapons of the Chitauri, and then Peter comes along.
So the beginning was they were cleaning up like the mess from Grand Central right after when the Avengers fought the Chitauri and Loki was there and everything. Michael Keaton's character, his crew got everything together basically because they were getting kicked out. When they had everything together, it said 8 years later. That's where like the timeline gets a little confusing for us.
So it's 8 years in the MCU storyline. Movie-wise, Avengers 1 came out 2012. Technically, it's a 5-year gap. Story-wise, story, MCU, time, 8 years later.
Yeah.
Boom. Remember how they were talking about Peter Parker was wearing a mask in Iron Man 3? 2?
Yeah. One of the Iron Mans, yeah.
Yeah, so Iron Man 2. Correct, because Colonel Rhodes. He was a kid that Tony Stark apparently saved. When was that
supposed to be?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
See, so that, alright, cool. Some things I didn't like between the comics and the cartoon and even previous Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Flash was more of like this jockey, big athlete type. In this Spider-Man, Flash is more of this, well, physically he's one of the smaller guys, but I feel like they were giving it more to a verbal bully type versus a physical brute. Yeah. Flash is more of a previous actor who played as the Flash is going to be Deathstroke. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He the guy who's playing as Deathstroke in the Batman movie, me too, had played Flash in, I think, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. The movie was on a good flow where even though the Flash wasn't the Flash that I expected.
Flash Thompson, whatever.
Flash
yeah.
Not Barry Allen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flash Thompson. Because the movie had a good flow, it wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, this movie sucks. So yeah, then there was no reference to the Daily Bugle yet. There was no, obviously no Daily Bugle. There's no Jonah Jameson yet. No Gwen yet. Another thing that Spider-Man is usually known for between the cartoon, Marvel vs. Capcom, all his video games, Spider-Man has a spider sense. Not yet detected or not yet discovered by Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I had bad about it. Everything else.
It's not that I think bad is not the right term. Maybe just things that we're missing that we're used to. We're like
conventional Spider-Man.
They're very good. They're really good.
They're known figures in the Spider-Man.
I think that we didn't have written down that's been seen in the cartoon was Madam Web. We haven't.
Ooh, not yet. Oh, that might be.
We haven't seen it in any of the movies.
That could be a good culmination, like a third movie.
Yeah.
You know,
so I don't know how much that works. I know he does more than me, but I'm just saying, I've never seen that in any of the movies. Any of them, like there's been what 5 movies.
5 movies. No reference to Madam Web yet, and she is she could bring Spider-Man to meet like
5 different Spider-Mans.
And then she was also the one that linked Spider-Man to Wolverine and Captain America in the cartoon. The bad guy in Death Race with Jason Statham, the lady. She was suggested to be a Madam Web.
Cool.
This movie has a lot of hit you moments.
Oh my God.
Hit you moments. I mean, hit you moments. It's like there was when Liz's dad, when Pete opened the door to the homecoming, when he was picking up Liz, and he must be Peter.
I'm the bad guy.
I swear, our crowd was probably in off for a good 30 to 40 seconds because I wasn't expecting it at all. Was not expecting it at all. No,
it was that it took the air out the room moment where everyone, even after that moment, and he went inside the house, everyone was still like,
people were talking right now.
Like, wait, are you dead ass? Is this happening?
No way!
I'm not gonna lie, I was watching most of it like this because I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening.
But like I said, I feel like they did Peter just in this movie. You know, he's supposed to be a high school kid, and he's supposed to be, I don't want to say he's supposed to be awkward. There's a lot of awkward moments as a teenager type.
Yeah, socially awkward.
You know, his buddy Ned was really good comic relief. That kid was pretty cool. Besides the fact that he's Filipino.
Yeah, proud to be Pinoy. Shout out to AJ, loved it.
Shouts to Brian Del Rosario. Word on a grapevine is this kid who's a friend of ours from Staten Island. Word on a grapevine is he was an extra in this movie, and I feel like I saw him, this quirky little Asian kid, when they were in the gymnasium with like puffy hair. I don't know if it was him, but every time they were in school, or even when there were a lot of extras in the scene, it's not that it distracted me from the movie, but I actually kept my eye. I was like, really like, where is this fucker? Where is Brian? So Brian, if you're on screen, I think I saw you, but congratulations. You probably did a good job walking for 10 seconds on screen.
Bravo.
So good for you. There's a lot of references to the Avengers, obviously, but a lot of giveaways, like a lot of remember when Happy was explaining that I checked inventory when they were on move day? So you got
the Captain America shield,
the new shield,
which by the way, I don't know why they would make a criminal a new shield, but that's for a
side reference. They reference Captain America as a criminal, and then you see him. He has like a couple, a cameo. You got the projected new shield. You got the new suit for Iron Man.
Yeah.
No, go figure. He has like a bajillion suits in the comics, and then you also have Thor's belt.
I heard Thor's belt and I grabbed his arm like, okay,
this is badass.
It's a reference.
This was pretty much a culmination to the ending of the movie. People might not see it as a victory for Spider-Man because the fact of the matter is Vulture ended up in jail, ended up in prison.
I agree with that sentiment that he's in jail. I just didn't feel that Peter actually defeated Michael Keaton's character. It was just like every time they fought, he always
got his ass kicked.
He got his ass handed to him.
Peter got his ass kicked, and there was a couple of encounters in the movie.
He still did like the heroic things, and like he still saved
a lot of people.
Yeah, he stopped that plane from crashing into Coney Island.
Coney Island, shouts to Coney Island, hometown. Like our crowd was appreciating.
Yeah,
and the fact that this movie's gonna be shown all over the world, and our hometown is referenced and shown in several Marvel movies. Thank you, Marvel.
When they showed like the Cyclone roller coaster. Like our whole theater clapped.
Yes.
And I don't think if you watch this in in like France or like Germany, they wouldn't do that.
I remember when first Captain America, when we first saw it, we saw it on opening day, and when Red Skull asked Captain America, like, who do you think you are? Captain America said, nobody. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. Our crowd started clapping because it's in Brooklyn. You know, you gotta be proud of the kid. In terms of the antagonists, obviously Michael Keaton and the Vulture were done really well. The Shocker was in it. The title of the Shocker was bounced around from different characters, which is completely fine. I don't know if people recognize it, but the Scorpion was he had the tattoo on his neck, and he was basically the first post-credit scene. He was asking the Vulture if
in jail.
The first credit scene. There's two, by the way. The first one's in jail. The Vulture comes across the Scorpion, and the Scorpion is basically saying, "Oh, word on the street is you know who Spider-Man is. If you know who he is, we basically got this kid in the bag. We got him in the bag. You can go for him." And there's a lot of people that are going for his neck. And Michael Keaton was the Vulture was pretty much looking out. I don't want to say he was looking out for Peter, but the fact that Peter knew who his family was, I guess he was. I think he was protecting his own family because he didn't reveal who Peter was.
He also saved his life.
True.
And that might be like a homage to that.
That's true.
Did they ever work together in the cartoon?
Vulture was always. He actually was like a bird. I wouldn't be surprised if, Spider-Man 2, they break out of jail, which is but Scorpion did say that he had friends. So it could be a hint to what the Sinister Six. You got Vulture, Scorpion, Mysterio. I don't know if Dr. Octavius, the Rhino, big Rhino, he was a big robot, a Russian robot.
Shout out to Nico Buirayo.
Tony Stark, Pepper.
Oh my god.
Pepper had the kill cameo.
Oh my god.
At the end.
That was
cool.
in the car. I was watching Civil War earlier, and he was like, "Yeah, we're on a break." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." Then I see her, and I think I was the only idiot in the theater that was like, "Oh, Pepper, oh my god, I don't know why. It was just a really.
You could appreciate that cameo.
And then when Happy was like, "I've had this since 2008,"
and that's what made it helped me appreciate the movie. Because the crowd got it, and they were like, "Ah!"
Yeah, exactly.
The suit, the new suit
that he declined.
Correct. Dope. Pretty sure we're gonna see that in Infinity War. I hope we do. It would be cool if we saw Infinity War. Here's the catch. In the comics, in the Civil War comic, Spider-Man acts as a mediator.
I remember that.
In Civil War, Tony gave Spider-Man a suit. He also gives Spider-Man a suit in the comics, but it isn't like his regular red and blue tight spandex type. He actually gives him a suit. He actually gives him a suit in the comics that's red and gold, and it's badass.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Look
at my tank top.
Oh, fat. Yeah, he has the Marvel tank top. I have one from 69.6. If you are a Street Fighter fan, you will know who she is. But anyway, Ned.
Oh man, I really appreciated that character.
If you watch Arrow and you know who Overwatch is, Ned was basically an Overwatch or an Oracle, and that's pretty much what he wanted. That was fun. It was cool. And the fact that he got caught in the library, he had no other way to get himself out but to say, "I was watching."
See, and that that was following when Peter just got on, right, following on a really tense moment, and that comic relief moment like that, it just added to the movie experience. So I just wanted to.
Yeah, Peter was actually chasing the Vulture.
I forgot. I just remember.
Peter was chasing the Vulture. Yeah. It was one of those things where he stole Flash's dad's car. Yeah, and. It was tense, everyone's at the edge of their seat. Yeah. You just hear Ned's like, "Oh, it was a pleasure working for you." Just the lights in the library go on, and he's caught, and the lady was like, "Oh, there's a dance downstairs. What are you doing here?" And he had nothing else to say.
That famous line.
But I was watching for it.
It was good. I also like the fact that it's a given that if it's your best friend, you shouldn't say anything. He didn't say anything, even though he did out Pete in that one scene in the gym. He was like, "He knows what I meant." So it was I really like the dynamic that those two had in the movie.
Yeah, they complimented each other.
Yeah,
well. He's actually smart too in the movie. At all these, they're on the decathlon team. Because even the Vulture reference, "Oh, you go to the school, you must have a plan for the future." Yeah. So apparently it's a school for the gifted, smart people. And Ned is smart. We already know Peter's smart. And Ned was smart. And I don't know, when I was watching Ned be the Overwatch of Peter, I could see man, S.H.I.E.L.D. could use a guy like that.
Dude, he was doing three things at once. I don't know anyone else caught that, but he kept going back and forth. He was doing this.
So he was basically the GPS. Yeah. He was figuring out that dumbass car. I think it was an Audi he was in. It's not a special car. Sorry, Dal. And Dal drives an Audi. We call it Sub-Zero. So that's the Dal. Oh, and then he was trying to contact Happy, and Happy didn't take him serious. So he was multitasking. And that whole sequence where he was helping Peter, I was like, Shield could use a guy like him. So yeah, Peter declined offer to join the Avengers to temporarily. I think obviously temporarily, but to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man when at first he was dying to have a mission, dying to be put on the team. Happy was taking him to the new Avengers HQ in upstate New York, which could be next to the mansion. X-Men, okay? For those that are like, what you talking about? Upstate New York, you know, he was looking at the building, and I'm thinking to myself, he made the cut.
Word,
he kept
saying that.
Yeah, he made the cut. So yeah, I thought they did real well bringing him into...
I liked how, he was dying to become an Avenger the whole movie, and then at the very end, he realized that it was, maybe this isn't for me just yet. I feel like that is the right thing to do, because like I said before, he was getting his ass handed to the whole movie. Yeah, like he has like the potential, but I don't think he's what he has to do, like to like save the world, not just save like this crowd of people. I didn't think too much into it, but I'm just like when he was saying like he stood toe to toe with Captain America. Stark was like, listen, if Captain America wanted to kick your ass, he would have kicked your ass.
Yeah, that was cool. Like that was dope. Like, that means Tony has a lot of respect.
Yeah.
Despite the end of Civil War, I feel like Tony pretty much got over that, making a new shield for Cap, and he basically was like.
Yeah, but then again, not to get off like tangent, because this is the Spider-Man movie. Right. He did see like he could look into the future because of Wanda.
Yeah.
And Age of Ultron. So maybe it's like I like this guy, but I'm gonna need this guy when this shit happens. So here's the new shit. I don't know. This is just us projecting, but more me projecting. So.
Yeah, and then like, all right, the weapons that the bad guys were using, you know, and I think it was Civil War. Civil War, we saw some of the Chitauri weapon. Well, Hydra with Strucker had.
Oh, Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron. Strucker had gotten
access to the.
He had gotten some weapons from Chitauri, and they were using that against the Avengers. And then you see the Vulture and his crew using it, and they were using it for all their jobs, which were basically, you know, they were hijacking.
I thought they were selling it. They were selling it.
They were stealing it and then selling it.
Yeah.
They were stealing it and selling it to like criminals and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's what you see. Like they really promoted it in the very first trailer. They're like, you guys are in the Avengers. Yeah. Hulk gives it away. Karen.
That's his
Friday / Jarvis.
Yeah. Are you a fan of that? Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen it before.
Yeah. I like the modern touch to that, but it just made me think of like this isn't the OG Spider-Man that
he didn't have that.
Yeah.
He didn't have that kind of. They're modernizing.
But, yeah, that's why like
if you accept it as a modernization of today's Spider-Man, I don't want them to use that as a replacement for a Spidey sense.
That's true. See, but I don't know if you can have both.
Because if it's both, then that's a bad
boy. That's a bad Spider-Man. My friends. Yeah.
This probably was the icing on the cake for this movie.
This guy almost had a heart attack.
I was happy because I liked Zendaya in the movie, and I didn't know who she was. You know, I seen a couple of her interviews with Jimmy Kimmel, etc., in build up to the movie. But in the movie, she's Michelle. She's one of Peter and Ned's friends.
Because it's not even like
anybody. She's one of those like asshole friends. Yeah. But she's cool. When the Vulture's daughter, who was pretty much Lisa, Peter's interest of the movie, she had to leave pretty much because her father was in jail, blah blah blah. The teacher names a new captain for the decathlon team because Lisa was the decathlon captain. They named Michelle, who was in that.
Because she won the decathlon for them in DC.
Correct. She was like, oh, my friends call me MJ. I fucking lost my shit.
I was like, I had the smile nod going because I knew.
I lost my shit. Mary Jane's a redhead, but it's a good twist.
It's a good modern, like we're saying, like it's like a recurring thing, but they're modernizing. I think what made it cool, it was not just his reaction, it was the whole, like most of the theater was like, what?
People clap,
and like I'm like smiling and nodding, like yeah.
Because he knew it. He predicted it, but I didn't see it coming. And the fact that the whole theater's reaction added to my enthusiasm towards it. So
shout out to Zendaya, man. She,
you know, Spider-Man 2, you know, maybe they'll face Sinister 6. Maybe Tony will help. Maybe Cat will help.
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe the Black Cat will help.
Maybe Carnage will be there.
Oh, speaking of Carnage, you know, I keep hearing things about Venom, the Venom movie, Tom Hardy, and we spoke about this in the car. If Venom, who is being played by Tom Hardy, is in this MCU, a throwdown between Tom Holland, the scrawny little David, versus the Bane motherfucking Tom Hardy of Venom, aka Goliath. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the second movie, or maybe not the second movie, depending when Venom comes out. Possibly a third, you know, with a series of enemies like the Red Skull and Venom. Maybe Venom and Carnage will join forces to take Spider-Man and the other Spider-Man of the other multiverse universes of that Madame Gao will bring to Spider-Man
Madame Web.
Madame Web. Madame Gao.
Gau's from Daredevil, I think. Shout out to Anthony Murray. That's his name in the group chat. Sorry for outing you, bro.
So me, my brother, and two of our buddies in the group chat, their nicknames in group me, and I'm Frank Castle. He's Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Elijah is
Danny Rand, I think.
Danny Rand.
Shout out to Iron Fist.
And Murray is Madame Gao. So I meant to say Madame Web. But yeah, Hugh Jackman did say that he would come back if he was going to be an Avenger.
Oh my god, dude, he did not say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
So if he's possibly in a movie with some of the Avengers, maybe he'll come back as the good old Logan. Depending where they go with the Venom in MCU, what happens in Infinity War. It's just weird because the incident in New York with Chitauri is mentioned in this movie, and then it's also mentioned in Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So it's Avengers, then the Chitauri stuff is down. Then Michael Keaton character starts stealing it. It's like this is where Daredevil is doing his work in Hell's Kitchen, basically.
Pretty much.
So
yeah, Daredevil is going like Daredevil and the Defenders in New York City are happening in that 8 years, maybe.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we don't have like a real timetable.
We don't follow. We haven't watched Luke Cage, Iron Fist, or Jessica Jones yet.
I mean, I watched the first season of Daredevil.
I'm caught up with Daredevil, so.
And I got up to episode 4, and then I don't follow Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. either.
Yeah, we don't. We'll get on that maybe.
Eventually.
Did anyone confirm that the school they were in was Fort Hamilton?
Because it looked like.
Because okay, their mascot I remember reading is tigers, and Mary Jane is infamous for saying "Go get him, tiger."
Go get him, tiger.
So it's just like they might correlate that in the second.
And
movie.
the front of the school really looks like the front of the school in Brooklyn called Fort Hamilton.
So
there's
Mike, Mark,
Monica,
Greg.
Oh, the Greek Greg. Yeah.
Matt, Hunter.
Sri Lanka.
Let's love
Anishka Babi.
Can you confirm this, please?
Yeah. All right. We don't do this for money. We don't do this for fame. We just like to react and aim to entertain.
Cool.
Bet.
Good luck.
One of the Batmans.
Yeah.
He was on point as the Falcon.
The Vulture.
The Vulture. Sorry, Sam Wilson. Yeah, the Falcon.
The Vulture.
The Vulture. As the Vulture.